and welcome to the show. How long's it been?
It's been negative several years.
Does the Bob Guccione show count?
It does now.
Well, this is just one of the shows that we kind of fell back on with spending a few months making a hooker and everything, and we didn't want to be around each other longer than we had to. We were already around each other for hookers.
Well, plus hooker kind of ate up our weekends, and we usually do the show on a Sunday.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. It kind of seemed like we went straight from working with Paranoia, coming this spring, to right into hooker to right into 80s dance. I mean, just...
Well, that's kind of funny, though, and that, like, one of the reasons why we didn't really do this with that period is because we shot hooker on weekends, and we shoot this show on weekends. This is a Thursday.
We suddenly remembered that there are more days in the week that we weren't using to the full potential.
So, at least we're coming back with... in my opinion, one of his best movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love this movie.
This movie's great. It's Women's Prison Massacre. His second... I guess it's his second prison movie. I don't know which one he made first.
I think this is the second, but I'll touch on that later.
Well, and you know, with all of his other movies that have even the Nunsploitation, there's two of them. The Caligula ones, there's two of them. In all of those, there is the A1 and there is the B1. In that the A1 is usually, let's take SS Girls for instance. The A1 is usually tends to look a little more polished,
a little cleaner, like he actually cared.
Yeah.
And the second one, the B1, is usually darker in tone. It's a little rougher looking. There is usually a little less plot going on.
Like they shot it between takes of the A movie.
Yeah. Especially when you compare something like SS Girls that had a lot of plot going on in it with Women's Prison Massacre, which was a snuff film. This is a case where I would actually call this the B out of both of them. But this is a case where I like it better, a lot better.
Yeah. Violence in a Women's Prison. It had a lot more plot going on. There was definitely more of a story with her going in there and why. Where I mean, this one you find out why she's in prison like halfway through the movie. It's like, oh yeah.
By the way,
district attorney set me up.
The prisoner, Emmanuel Larson, has been sentenced by this court for the selling of drugs to 5 years in prison.
You'll have to kill me, Mr. District Attorney. Because when I'm free, I'll expose you for what you really are. Bastard.
Anyway,
it's also a grungier looking film.
But yeah, I mean, it really captures that whole that exploitation feel of it. I mean, like it feels dirty, and it should.
Yeah,
it's a women in prison.
Well, plus you mentioned that the B movie's usually less plot driven, and this one seemed like it had one giant plot and more like three like little plots that kind of carried us through to the end.
Yeah,
true. About halfway through, it drastically switches tracks.
It's basically two movies in one.
Yeah.
Whereas Violence in a Women's Prison had a lot of different things going on in it. It had different sort of interweaving kind of stories that, as much as I liked Violence in a Women's Prison better the second time I saw it, there was a lot going on in that movie, even to the point to where I honestly can't remember what the fuck that thing was about.
I remember the bell in it.
The bell. She went in there.
Shoved in a room full of rats.
She went in there undercover because she was.
There's like a reporter writing an expose on like violence in women's prisons.
And they pretty much inflicted violence on it.
Yeah, something like that, and that's
sure she'll get whatever kind of Pulitzer they give over that.
Yeah. That's kind of funny because this one is not in the same continuity as the other one.
No, but it's the same basic. She's in there against her will, but it's still, she's not really a prisoner.
Well, she's like, they falsely accused her of drug running.
She's not like the other girls.
Yeah. She's falsely accused of drug running in this thing, but the name of her character is different in this than it was in the other one. Even like, whereas in the other one, one of the butch guards in this one, in Women's Prison Massacre, was one of the prisoners in the other one, and the warden is the same in this, and I think did the warden die in the other one? It seems like it was either the warden or it was Francostapi, but one of the two, I think, died in the other one, is in this one again, and dies in this one too.
Yeah, I think Francostapi dies in both of them. I'm having a hard time remembering, but I think she does.
Where do you think you two are going? To swab out the showers as usual. Did you learn nothing from yesterday's lesson?
You're forbidden to enter. The showers are out of order.
But anyway, this movie, it is a real punch in the gut, you know, sucker punch to the back exploitation flick. It's a brutal film. And I like that. I think I just like the simplicity of this one better than the other one, better than Violence in a Women's Prison. I also like how this one's dingier looking. Whereas in other situations like this, I prefer like SS Girls to Women's Camp 119.
Oh yeah.
Even though in that case
you prefer the Nun of Monza. Oh.
Did I? No, actually, I liked Other Hell better.
I don't remember having a favorite between
Other Hell I liked better because Francostapi was the villain in that one. And,
the evil mother superior.
Yeah. That movie I liked better than Nun of Monza.
But you mentioned the sucker punch of the violence in this movie, and I think that it really snuck up on you because, like, there at the beginning, you know, there was kind of like her and that blonde broad whose name was Albina, that bitch Albina. We're just like scuffling on the floor, you know, and not really doing much of anything. And
They deserve this.
Albina. You...
all of a sudden, there's like women with razors up their cooch, and you know, like the guy's getting torn apart by the women against the bars. It was just like it just dropped it on you like a sack of bricks.
Well,
we'll get back to you on that.
The tone of the in the first half of the movie, because really the first half of this movie is just the ongoing conflict in the prison between Emmanuel and Albina works with the guards and everything. So there's that arm wrestle scene.
Oh,
it's really pretty campy. It's pretty cheesy, and I believe intentionally so.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was like a 2-minute arm wrestling scene.
I'll put a stop to your arrogance, you haughty Hottentot. You'll get your arm broken.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, they really are making a true exploitation flick with this. But then, yeah, in the second half, it switches it up. Suddenly, it turns to a plot about these four Crazy Boy Henderson, Blade. Geronimo,
and fourth guy.
Yeah,
he just had like an Irish name, like.
Yeah, his accent was kind of coming and going.
Oh,
Eddie O'Ryan or something like that.
I just remember being thinking one of these guys really should have been Franco Garofalo.
Do you know what I'd do to you if I didn't have this around my wrist? And I'd be only too happy to. Have you got any idea?
Yeah? You'd stick this gun up my ass, I guess.
Pretty good guess.
Sounds much too easy. You might enjoy it.
Yeah, I
like,
was mad that he wasn't in this.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't.
We needed him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just kind of dropped them in the middle of the movie, and it was like, you know, bitches be crazy. All of a sudden, right down the street, here come these four guys in their van, and then all of a sudden, it's just all about them.
I know. I really liked that. I mean, granted, it could have been one of those things where like they make the. I don't know. This is just me speculating, but it could have been one of those things like they're making the first half, and they're like, ugh. I don't know if we could stretch this over a 90-minute movie.
It did feel a little padded, but
let's throw in 4 rapists.
Because they not only hijacked the prison, but the whole movie. Because after that, it's entirely about Crazy Boy
and I like
his
that.
gang.
I like that.
I mean, it briefly like cuts back to
Emmanuel.
to Laura Gimser every now and then, like just to be like, is she still on this? Where'd she?
Well, I think that actually helped because, like, it built up, the characters of the different women.
It
in the
really
first half of the
does.
movie. So like the brief glimpses we get of them, the violence being inflicted on them.
Yeah.
And you actually understand what's going on, like those two lesbians.
Yeah, yeah.
If we didn't know their story, it'd been like two girls in a cell that he deflated their blow-up doll. But it's like, no, Bobby, how could you do this? Because we knew the story behind the thing, and we knew that they were in love with each other.
Yeah.
This is Bobby.
Bobby.
Really, the build up to this is very similar to like Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah.
You've got a first half of a movie that, like you just said, just introduces this string of characters and everything that they got going on, and then, like in Precinct 13,
suddenly, shit goes wild.
Yeah, and I really loved it's Gabriel Tinti playing the bad guy in this, because he's an actor I like a lot, but he usually plays the same kind of character. Like, it's rare that I've ever... I'm sure he's played a bad guy in a few other things before, but it's rare you kind of see him play a bad guy.
Yeah, he was definitely a hero character in Violence.
Yeah.
Stop where you are, or I'll shoot the damn warden. I'm ready to blow anyone that tries to move to bits in this mother-mugging prison. You gotta listen to me.
And even in the other movies he was in with Gemser, he's usually like her love interest in it. Makes sense, they're married in real life. But in this one, though, he's fucking Crazy Boy Henderson, man. It's a change of pace for him. I thought he really fucking kind of nailed the part.
He's got the crazy eyes. Mm-hmm. There wasn't really a hero in this movie, though. I mean, the best I could come up with is injured cop.
Well, Emmanuel isn't really. I mean,
she wasn't really doing anything.
Well, that's true, because even in this, the hero cop, the sheriff, the Chris Christopherson looking guy.
What do you remind me? He looked a lot like the helicopter zombie from Dawn of the Dead.
Just with the bigger beard.
Just more beard. That's how he managed to hang on.
2 good policemen are dead because of you, which gives me a splendid excuse to blow you to hell. Only I won't unless I have to, because I don't want to get dirty. Get this into your skull, crazy boy. You'll have no peace until you smell the stink of your own flesh roasting in the electric chair.
Well, and also, like what you said, we're saying about Emmanuel, at the end, when the sheriff guy is running after Crazy Boy.
They're hobbling.
They're hobbling. They're like shocking shit. And then Emmanuel is kind of running behind him, but she hasn't really been injured, so she's just running slow for relief. Yeah, she's just kind of keeping pace. But the 2 are sitting there sort of like, why is she there? I mean...
And the fact that the movie even ends with once everything is resolved, she goes back to prison.
She's got to serve out the rest of her time.
Well, we noticed too.
She doesn't get time off or anything. Like nope, whatever.
She was falsely accused anyway because of the sleazy district attorney
who offed. So
this evil district attorney who apparently they also serve as hostage negotiators in Italy. I had no idea.
It's about time we heard what's happening with the money we asked you for. Getting a little nervous in here.
That's being arranged as requested.
Okay, but don't try any silly tricks, because we're likely to get irritable. No nonsense, the boys get nervous.
We're doing all we can.
Well, ain't a SWAT team member because he grabs that rifle and
it's kind of piss poor hostage negotiation.
Guns down.
Kill them all.
Yeah.
Guns down not only Geronimo, but the warden. Just bam.
What are you waiting for? Now go on, shoot them all.
Right between the eyes.
She's got heels off to the side too. That was fantastic.
We're also pretty sure we saw Cliff from Cheers mixed in there too.
Like you showed up and everyone's doing like dueling rats and burgers.
Got a bit of a hostage situation.
Hostage situation, We're gonna be running a little late tonight.
Oh, we see him just fucking standing there, just not doing anything. He doesn't like everybody else in like different like kinds of uniforms.
Yeah.
And he's just there, just like, yep.
Cameo.
Yep. Nothing.
But yeah, Laura Gunsberg, like even at the very end, when hero cop is triumphant, they kind of like hug at the end. Like the implication is, okay, well now they're together.
Well, I mean, she was kind of taking care of him while he was injured there at the hospital.
That doesn't a relationship make.
Well,
in these movies, of course it does.
Well, yeah.
They're practically married.
Are you Italian? Well, then you don't know.
That's true.
I met my wife when I saved her from prison.
That's how
She's
every
Italian.
relationship starts. You see the bullet hole in his arm there from it.
I know. When Dave punched me in my wounded shoulder.
Get your hands up, you son of a bitch!
But I guess it was kind of between this and Violence at a Women's Prison. It sort of was missing the charm of the Snagglepuss gay guy from that one. Kinda, you just picture it. He could have been the prisoner with the razor blade on a cork.
This will teach those bastards.
There's a part in this movie, and it's one of the most notorious parts of the film, where one of the lesbians
Mad about her blow up.
No, she's mad about her blow up. She knows she's about to get raped, so she puts a razor blade in a cork, sticks it inside of herself, and just waits. He puts it inside of her, and you like, it's sort of like what you said. It's a good thing he didn't test the waters first. You know?
What's this?
Well, and then he's hobbling through the prison hall. I don't feel so good.
Well, I like that too because it's
mugging to the camera.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's kind of a callback because earlier, he was like progressing against the bars and the ladies were like pawing, and I'm like, oh man, come in and service us. And so then after he gets, mutilated, he's doing that, and the ladies are like throwing shoes at him and stuff. Like, hey, yes, let's do it.
They were nude too.
They were for no reason.
They were completely nude, and I understand why he was doing that the first time. This time,
maybe he expected sympathy.
It seems to be making him worse because he's turning around and he's significantly bloodier.
Coming from.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the weird things too, I just random thought, is all the main characters were in those same prison cells from Violence in a Women's Prison, where there's a hole this big at the bottom of the door. I could have slid through there, let alone Laura Gimser. But with them, they're only like 2 or 3 to a cell.
Yeah.
But the other prisoners, like the ones that like Blade was like when he's like resting up against the bars, there's like 20 broads just jammed in there.
That was the hole.
And
that was
those with the actual like jail doors on them.
Well, that was like blood-sucking freaks. They keep the cannibalistic ones in a cage, because that's where the warden hides their money.
I remember the cafeteria scenes, and I don't think there were that many prisoners. He shipped them
the
into
shower seats and
God, that bathroom.
The bathroom that was just
basically
one
like a
long
ballroom,
sink.
A sink that they put in it.
And two, like any exterior shots of the building, it's fucking huge. It's like the size of like the Library of Congress on the outside.
I like too how this one has the artsiest opening for any Bruno Mattei movie ever.
Greek tragedy chorus.
Yeah, like they're performing Chicago.
Yeah, they were going for Greek tragedy chorus, and they got vagina monologues, like the face makeup.
Yeah, and it kind of like from that I liked it. I mean, it was actually really well done. I mean, they splice it in with the opening credits. The music it plays is really good, and I guess you just sort of get the impression that except for Emmanuel, are all these women in here just because, like, they're whores?
Yeah, Irene the whore. That was basically like, I slept with a bunch of people. And
I am Irene the whore.
But no, the other little girl, I can't remember what she said she was in for, but yeah, she was saying her little speech from the beginning when she was lying there with the cork in her bag.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if it was like supposed to be foreshadowing.
The snake.
No, she was the praying mantis.
How stupid they look, smiling at a woman, the one they've betrayed, as they sit astride her. Poor fools. How their expressions change from men to swine when you emasculate them. Poor fools.
The praying man. Oh yeah.
Because you know, they debate with him and they cut off your head.
Yeah, she cut off his head.
Boo.
The movie did it.
I really liked Albina in this movie too, and I liked how in some shots of the movie, you know, she's actually like a pretty good looking chick. I mean, she's got like this crazy makeup and shit on, but you can tell she's attractive.
She's making that weird grimace.
Yeah, but then when the camera gets like really close up on her, you can see all the makeup that's on her. It's like the powder that they have on her face is like mixed in with her eyelashes and shit, and that wig, which they actually write it in there that it is a wig.
Oh, you lousy!
I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, I was noticing that too, and I think they actually like dyed her eyelashes to be blonde to match the wig.
Yeah.
But yeah, like during the Russian roulette scene, like they were showing her and she was gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
You know, but then like when they were like scuffling on the cafeteria floor, she looked barely human.
What are you doing that for?
Here. You're about to play roulette.
I love the Russian roulette scene. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I really, because they get interrupted when Blade walks in all bloody and shit. Like, what the fuck happened to you? Do I even want to know?
Yeah, that was another example of just, you know, the violence and gore just being dropped on you, because not much had happened except for Blade in a while, and then that one bullet goes and the guy just gets a mouthful of gore.
Mouthful of brains.
Like it bits, like you can see, like they tried their best to make it look like that. Like bits that look like bone and shit is like all in his face and his
I gagged a lot because like he had his mouth wide open.
You bitch! Because are like it's been doing this for a half hour now. You knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
they're all sitting at a table smaller than this.
Yeah.
You slut!
A couple scenes before, she had come out and been like, you know, I'd like to make a deal.
Yeah.
You know, and then next time we see her, is that the deal she made?
I guess.
I get to play Russian roulette.
She wanted
with Emmanuel?
I kind of imagine her deal had something to do with them killing Emmanuel. They just didn't figure it would be a Russian roulette game. Or she just didn't figure that. I do like as that scene sort of goes on, and every time, you know, click, you know, it'll show like Albina's face and just fuck. Same with Emmanuel too.
Are there?
Yeah, no shit, Jesus Christ. What are the odds this game is going on so long?
Well, I mean, yeah, it would have been over pretty quick if every time they clicked it, Geronimo didn't take it and spin the chamber for 5 minutes and then hand it over.
Well, we got the DVD for it here, and when I first got this, well, not this particular copy, at Best Buy, they had Women's Prison Massacre on DVD. It was the same company and everything, and I looked at the back of the box, and I'm like, I just went ahead and bought it for collector's sake, because at the time I remembered not really liking violence in a women's prison, but whatever. So I picked this up, I take it home, this card falls out of it. Again, not this one, but a previous one I had. And I looked at this card, what the fuck? I look at this card, it says, if you would like to own this movie uncut, fill this out, mail it in, and we'll send it to you. And I'm like, what? I look at the thing, it says rated R.
Oh.
Really? This is a pain in the ass. So I ended up watching, I sort of sat there like, well, let me see if this will even be worth it. So I watch like a half an hour, like about a half an hour. It gets to the point where Blade cuts Frankenstein's throat. And it was severely edited. And so at that point, I was really loving it. Like, at that point, I'm like, all right, I gotta shut this off. All right, I'm fucking filling this thing out. I gotta see the rest of this fucking movie. Then they sent me this. The R-rated version of it has since been stolen. This I still have from my old collection. I had it loaned to somebody at the time. My other shit was stolen. So this is one of my favorite exploitation movies, so I'm glad this didn't get stolen.
I think we should mention the cover.
Oh
of it,
yeah, we gotta talk about the
who
cover.
are these people?
Well, you got Blade right there. If he was played by Archibald Jr. You
Random
got
black lady.
You got Pam Grier. I'm pretty sure that's Candace Ryelson right there from Chatterbox.
She's got a box on display
he
too.
more or less looks the same that he does in the movie.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a gun helicopter up here?
Oh, a tiny little helicopter.
A little RC copter.
A little tiny helicopter's gonna hit her in the head.
Being attacked by the
That's
guy
why she's
from
so
FX.
angry.
Yeah, you got the cops in the background. They tried.
It's like someone described the movie.
Yeah, someone just described
Black
the movie.
Emmanuel, huh? Well, all right.
Yeah, Black Emmanuel. Here's a white lady.
But I think what's funny is something I was looking around at online, and it's why I think that that this one was the second of the two.
Yeah.
Is that title is pretty much just like the U.S. DVD title.
Women's Prison Massacre.
Like nowhere else has that title. Like there, I know for a lot of movies like this, especially a lot of them that Bruno did.
Yeah.
A lot of them have a lot of very different titles from place to place.
Yeah.
This one has some of the most random titles I've ever seen on one of his movies.
Is this one that like Emmanuel in Hell is one of them, or was that the other one?
Emmanuel in Hell. Well, Emmanuel in Prison. Emmanuel escapes from Hell.
Blade Violent.
Blade Violent.
It had a guy named Blade in
He was
it.
the star of this movie.
And he was very violent.
Yeah, so that's what they call in Japan, Blade Violent. But in the West German release for it was under the title Laura 2, Revolt in a Women's Prison.
Laura 2.
They didn't really revolt, though.
And her name wasn't Laura in this movie. It was in the other one.
But I went back and checked. I think they did different dubbing over there because if you go back and check the title release for the first one, it's Laura 1, like violence in a women's prison. So this is supposed to be like a follow-up to it.
Nice.
So who knows how different
Doesn't
that
even
story
follow in the
is.
same continuity.
Nope.
Well,
You're
like,
supposed to assume it's like a different lady who just happens to look exactly the same.
But I think one of the best names for it was the Greek title for it.
Yeah.
A Bunch of Bastards.
Oh, that's great. A Bunch of Bastards.
A Bunch of
Bruno
Bastards.
Mattei's A Bunch of Bastards.
For a band, I'm calling it that.
Oh,
I know, right? That's awesome.
fucking great.
But yeah, I mean,
It's one of the greatest titles I've ever heard.
I know. I saw that. I'm like you've got to be kidding me. That is genius. I would buy that movie. I mean,
That's kind of what it was about, too.
Yeah, they were a bunch of bastards.
but if
They
you
were dicks.
They were.
but if you saw this cover again, this cover here with the title "A Bunch of
Bunch of
Bastards,"
bastards. Sold.
well, it doesn't even look like it goes together.
Well, the bastards aren't pictured.
Yeah.
For the
Oh,
most
you
part.
got
Here's one.
Blade right there.
It's a bastard. It's not exactly a bunch, you know.
Boom!
Ooh. Definitely got to pick this thing up. The liner notes in here, the essay it's got is from 42nd Street Pete. I know I read this when I first bought it, but I can't remember if he liked it or not. I'll have to read it again.
I'll have to ask him.
I'll just have to ask him. I'll have Josh ask him next time he fills in for me when I have food poisoning.
Mr. Eggroll again.
Yeah. Oh God. But
So you take a vacation from work?
No shit. I sort of go back on which one really is my favorite of Bruno's, and it's always either SS Girls or this movie. It sort of just depends on which one I'm in the mood for. I mean, the tone of the two movies is completely different.
Yeah, and they're both fantastic, but just in slightly different ways.
Yeah.
They've both really got that gritty exploitation feel. You know, when you're watching it, there's no doubt about what you're watching.
If I'm in the mood for something that's a little more, intentionally kind of cheerful about its exploitation, and you've got Gabriel Carrara's performance thrown in there.
It is a little more whimsical.
Yeah, it's something
until the end.
Yeah, something a bit more whimsical, or then certainly SS Girls. But again, if I'm in the mood for something that like this, that is far grittier and is far more realistic in its violence, then I go with this. It just all depends on which one. They are the two of them are both my top two favorites of his movies. But gosh, as for which one I like better, it's for me personally, it's hard to narrow down.
Who's to say you can't have two favorites?
I really like, because you mentioned this is gritty and that you like SS Girls is whimsical, but I think this movie had a great sense of humor. It had.
I think it does too.
Because that's my favorite kind of exploitation, is one that you can laugh at.
I think it does too. I think that it's a little bit different than in SS Girls. This one has don't get me wrong, this one has a great sense of humor to it, but even in its sense of humor, it is grittier in how it presents it. Whereas SS Girls, you've got the Japanese Nazi running around with nunchucks and stuff like that. This one,
like the Sharpie swastika.
Yeah. This one, it's got the scenes like Emmanuel getting beaten with those styrofoam clubs and everything, and it's got the razor blade cork thing. I mean, yeah, it certainly has a sense of humor to it, but its sense of humor is a little darker, is a little more. It's less far out than SS Girls.
I've done this before, but SS Girls, I think that can't be. Definite tongue-in-cheek aspect of it, coupled with the subject matter, makes it as gritty. Whereas this one, it's serious subject matter, sure, but it's not nearly as taboo, and it's got scenes in it, like, I keep harping on it again, but the blow-up doll scene, where he walks in there, you think he's gonna rape these two, but he makes them dance.
He makes them dance.
Just dance real sweet in the circle, and then leaves. And that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it's a very funny movie. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a grittier movie. In my opinion, it's a grittier movie.
Did you disagree?
Well, I think a lot of that probably has to do too with the look of the movie is physically grittier looking than SS Girls. SS Girls very clean, it's very polished looking.
Definitely.
This movie, even in something like that, the film stock looks like it was raped. So I think that adds a lot to it as well. And also, the violence in the movie is a little rougher in this one.
Yeah.
The brains being shot into the guy's mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave my ears, it's ridiculous. I never thought I'd hear a prisoner beg for a cop's life. A filthy, sadistic swine like that, you stinking little bitch! It's time someone taught you which kind of men you're supposed to be good for.
So, I mean, all of the pretty much all of the deaths in SS Girls were mostly bloodless. I mean, there's not a whole lot of
a lot of it happens off
visual,
screen.
Visual shock with that. So
SS Girls is a movie that's about more the sexual side of exploitation and more about being campy in regards to that than it is violence.
It's more of a sexploitation, whereas this is I mean,
this one it has nudity in it, but I mean, gee, but Laura Kemser's naked one scene in this movie, and it's a rape scene. Oh, the blow-up doll is naked.
Oh, Bobby.
Irene, may I ask what you're up to?
Let me introduce you to Bobby Saloni.
Bobby Saloni. Where the hell did you pick him up?
We'll be back next time with Rats.
Although
I've been looking forward to this. This is one of my favorites.
Rats is great.
We should mention though that in the interim since the Seven Magnificent Gladiators, IMDb has gone through a little bit of a change. Somebody's gone through and touched up the listing for Bruno's filmography. So some stuff is in a little bit of a different order. From here going forward, we're going to try to keep to like the current listing as it is right now. I mean, it's a little screwed up. Like a few of the movies are flipped around. Like I think technically between this and Rats, now Strike Commando has worked its way in there. So
not between this and Rats. Strike Commando comes after Rats.
Or it worked itself in somewhere.
Well, it worked itself in early before Scalps, I think, or something like that. Like Scalps was going to be before that. So if you look at some of the ones we did in the past, the order is a little bit different. But yeah, from here on, I mean, we're still basing it off of the IMDb filmography, and it's just someone changed it, so we got to. If we don't go by what it is now, we're going to get a bunch of complaints.
Although. One huge pat on the back out there to whoever was editing his filmography and took Porno Holocaust out of that. Because he didn't make that movie.
Thanks for doing that. That helped us a lot. We don't have to watch that piece of shit again. I've seen the goddamn thing before. Well, we'll see you next time with Rats.
That's not gonna get cut.
Oh man, but does it have anything else?
Not that immediately jumps to mind. I'm sure I'll come up with something next time. Like you know what I was gonna say about Women's Prison Massacre? It's that there's no apostrophe after the end before the S.
Well, no, it's more than one women's.
Yeah.
Is there more than one women's?
Yes.
Several women's.
It's a women's Prison Massacre.
Comprised of many womans.
Yes.